welcome onto a stage another person from Starlight, Jacquie. Give her a big round of applause, please.
Hello, Northwestern. That was amazing. You guys put it together beautifully. We've been watching you, since it started 7 o'clock on Friday, and we can't believe that we're finally here together on this journey. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I'm in awe over the drive and the accomplishments of young people today. I can say that with a little bit of personal experience. I have 2 kids in college, one graduating this year in May, and a sophomore who flew in from DC to be with us today. So thank you. What you're able to fit into a day and in a lifetime speaks volumes to your sense of value and commitment to community. It's been said that the great and curious truth of the human experience is that selflessness is the best thing you can do for yourself. Each of you here tonight, along with countless family, friends, and alumni who are here with us in the tent and in spirit, know this to be true. With all the world has to offer and all the competing demands on a college student's time, you choose each year to spend hundreds of hours and several months of planning and canning and dancing to bring you to this moment, a moment that will fundamentally change lives. Let's hear it for our 120-hour club. From supporting epilepsy in your founding year as a dance marathon to Team Joseph last year, NUDM has been dancing to transform lives and communities. This year, you are the Starlight. You're embracing all children, regardless of their diagnosis, whether it's common or rare. This year, you chose to put your arms around all children, from premature babies until they age out of children's hospitals. You're funding their comfort and their care at the point of care through your dancing tonight. Through your support, kids in the Midwest will be able to cope better with their treatments and procedures, giving them a sense of normalcy at a time they need it most. Whether they have cancer or cystic fibrosis, injured in a car accident, suffering a burn in a fire, battling diabetes, fed through a tube, confined to a wheelchair, can't see or hear, something caused them to need a life-saving treatment. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, more than 10 million children are medically fragile today in the United States. An additional 10 million children have a complex medical condition or a chronic condition. In total, 1 in 4 kids need your support. These statistics are staggering and perhaps seem overwhelming. What can I do to affect change, you might ask? It reminds me of the age-old story of the starfish. It may be familiar to many, but perhaps worth recounting tonight. It goes like this. Once upon a time, there was an old man who used to go to the ocean to do his writing. He had a habit of walking on the beach every morning before he began his work. Early one morning, he was walking along the shore after a big storm and found the vast beach littered with starfish, as far as the eye could see, stretching in both directions. Off in the distance, the old man noticed a small boy approaching. As the boy walked, the man could see that he was bending down to pick up a starfish and throw it into the sea. The man called out to the boy, "Good morning. May I ask what you're doing?" The young boy paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish into the ocean. The tide washed them up on the beach, and they can't return to the sea by themselves." The boy replied cheerfully, "When the sun gets high, they'll die unless I throw them back into the water." The old man replied, "But there must be tens of thousands of starfish on this beach. I'm afraid you won't really be able to make much of a difference. The boy bent down, picked up yet another starfish, and threw it as far as he could into the ocean. Then he turned, smiled, and said, "It made a difference to that one." Thank you for making a difference in the lives of children in the Midwest. And with the support of donors, partners, students like you and communities around the world, we're able to make a transformative difference in the lives of our kids, one child at a time. In Block 10, we talk about the possible and the possibilities. As Audrey Hepburn exclaims, nothing is impossible. In fact, the word itself says, I'm possible. Tonight, all is possible. Some of you have experienced the joy and hope and comfort and faith in humanity that a caring individual can bring to a stranger in plight. You know the power of one. The power tonight is not of one person, but of one community. The Northwestern University Dance Marathon community that stretches 4 decades, millions of dollars raised, and trillions of hours expressing the best of humanity. For those of you that are Margaret Mead fans, she writes, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Starlight is now a permanent member of the NUDM family as a beneficiary of your love, your time, and your talent. Each of us are inspired by the best of humanity, our Northwestern family. You are indeed our future leaders who choose to do good instead of doing nothing, choosing to spend time instead of kill time, choose to dance and dream for those who are not able. You choose to come alongside your fellow man, woman, and child at a time that they are desperate for uplift. We know that disease can affect any of us at any time. It's not discriminate. As is often said, there, for but the grace of God, go I. It's tougher on all of us when a diagnosis comes to a child. These children, our children, have each of you in this room. Interestingly enough, as you've witnessed in our hero families that you've gotten to know over the past year, through this journey, you quickly recognize that we are the ones that draw inspiration and courage from them. These amazing children, siblings, and families are driven by a fierce courage to not only fight, but to inspire others. These young children and their families spend time sharing stories of hope in hopes of comforting others. Let's give it up for our hero families. Hero families represent the millions of children you choose to support. Their strength and courage in the face of adversity is awe-inspiring. May you take each of their stories with you as you move forward into the next year of Dance Marathon. And for those of you graduating, thank you for taking their stories as an inspiration and light on your footsteps as you move into careers or advanced studies, leading a company or a nation with an eye to social good. Through this journey, you've each demonstrated that you're fiercely committed to improving the world, serving others, and making this a better place. Individuals like you might never know the positive ripple effect you have on others in your community and all the lives you've touched like a pebble in a pond. In closing, I'd like to give a huge thanks to the NUDM Executive Committee and, of course, our dancers. Dancers, donors, volunteers, sponsors, the university, community at large for what each of you have done through this marathon and, of course, what you continue to do on behalf of others. Thank you, and dance on.